that Health Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki is currently at Kenyatta National Hospital visiting the victims and also leading the drive of blood donation. We shall also be having that latest detail from our reporter Kizuko, who's already at Kenyatta National Hospital. My name is Brenda Zedaradido, and the sign language interpreter on the bottom right of your screen is Lucy Maure. Welcome to our lunchtime bulletin, Lucy. And on that note, to begin our lunchtime bulletin with political matters before we cross over to my colleague Victor Miyakane, who is at Gikomba Market, where that fire incident happened yesterday. And it is that two Jubilee allied legislators from Laikipia County are now accusing the colleagues from the Rift Valley of intimidating them into supporting Deputy President William Ruto's presidential bid in 2022. Now, Laikipia Senator John Kinyua and Laikipia North Member of Parliament, that is Sarah Korore, while expressing the support for Ruto, called on the allies of the Deputy President from Rift Valley to tone down on rhetoric that could hurt his presidential fortunes.
The unity of the Jubilee Party has been under the political microscope over the last 3 weeks, with a section of leaders allied to Deputy President William Ruto hinting of a possible plan being hatched by insiders in government to scatter his bid to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. But two legislators from Laikipia County have accused the MPs, largely drawn from Rift Valley, of intimidating them into supporting the Deputy President. While underscoring their support for Ruto, Laikipia Senator John Kinyua and Laikipia North MP Sarah Korere called on their colleagues to market Ruto's presidential bid around the country without issuing veiled threats.
Wajumbe wengine wanatembea wakisema sasa tutarudi nyuma, sijui tumwangalie Kenyatta, sijui nani. Nafikiri hiyo ni mtu amepotea, ile ni kupagawa kidogo.
The two said they had resolved to back the Deputy President as a reward for loyalty to President Uhuru Kenyatta.
The Deputy President has demonstrated that he's a leader who can be trusted. He's demonstrated that he's a leader who is honest, and he's a leader who is respectful to his bosses.
But the two would downplay the cracks in the party, saying the party was stronger to ward off any elements of division within and without their ranks.
Watu wa Jubilee tunasema ya kwamba ni mpaka mtu yoyote aliye katika nchi ya Kenya tunafuata amri ya rais. Rais alisema tuangaliwe maisha yetu ama lifestyle audit ifanywe. Mimi Kenya niko tayari kufanywa, kuangaliwa niko na mbuzi wangapi, niko na ng'ombe wangapi, niko na nyumba ngapi. Mimi niko tayari kuangaliwa.
I want to tell Raila Amolo Odinga, uwezi zuia gari ya moshi kupita kwenye reli. Kujaribu kuzuia naibu wa rais kupigania kiti ya urais ni kama kuzuia SGR kupita katika barabara yake, na tutapita juu yake.
But the DP was getting support from rare quarters. Nyamira Senator Okongo Omogeni, elected on an ODM ticket, defending Ruto's overtures across the country, terming the advances as development-oriented and no political.
Hata mkisema ni kutangatanga, sisi alipokuja kutangatanga, alituletea matunda. Hata ukitangatanga na utuletea matunda ni mbaya. Kwa sababu ile maji mimi nakuja kule nyumbani, ambayo inatoka pale Keroka, ni kwa hii mradi ambaye Mheshimiwa William Ruto alifungua juzi.
Meanwhile, Nakuru woman representative Liza Chelule has accused a section of Mount Kenya leaders and elders of hatching a plot to frustrate the Deputy President's presidential bid. Chelule says the pre-election deal signed between President Kenyatta and Ruto was binding, and Mount Kenya region ought to return the favor and support the Deputy President.
Uhuru miaka ngapi? 10. Alafu hiyo 10 inafuata ni nani? Ruto. Na sio siri ama ni siri?
John Jacob Kiria, The Lunchtime News.
Right. Meanwhile, the government has announced plans to set up a radiotherapy center and 8 chemotherapy units across the country. Health Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki now says the government will also establish an educational research center in efforts aimed at decentralizing oncology care across the country. Now, Kariuki was speaking during the signing of a partnership between government and the Varian Medihealth group of hospitals to develop radiotherapy services in Kenya. The partnership will see cancer patients have access to cancer treatment services, with 5 state-of-the-art linear accelerators planned to be set up across the East Africa region.
Cancer is the 3rd leading cause of death in Kenya after infectious diseases, and cardiovascular diseases, accounting for 7% of total national mortality every year. The growing cancer burden, if not addressed, has the potential to cause negative socioeconomic effects on our communities, as well as increase the cost of healthcare provision and therefore cost of delivering on UHC.
We have to make a comprehensive cancer care. We cannot fight cancer with partial care.
Here in Kenya, there are about 48,000 patients, cancer patients diagnosed each year, and almost 30,000 of those patients each year die.
All right, I'd like us to cross over to Kilifi County, where an initiative that seeks to enhance peace and cohesion has been launched. Now, the initiative that has brought together various stakeholders within the region aims at resolving emerging security challenges, as well as come up with key resolutions that will enable build bridges towards promotion of peace and national cohesion.
In a bid to promote peace and cohesion within Kilifi County, various stakeholders comprising of religious leaders, county and national government officials and opinion leaders held a forum to discuss ways communities living in the area could coexist peacefully. Speaking during the forum, Kilifi County Commissioner Magu Mutindika said the initiative was the first step towards peace and cohesion in the region.
Niko na hakika baada ya kikao hiki tutaweza kuwa na wale ile tunaita resolution. Ile resolution baada ya hiyo tutaweza kuyatekeleza, kwa sababu tunataka hii amani tuko nayo saa hii iweze kudumu, kwa sababu bila amani hata maendeleo katika kaunti hatuwezi kupata.
Mutindika called for the need to establish peace committees in an effort to tame incidents of insecurities within the region.
Tumeweka mikakati kadha wa kadha kuhakikisha kwamba kaunti yetu imekaa imara. Kwanza tunahusisha jamii. Kuna zile tunaita sub-county peace committees, zile ambazo ziko kaunti 7 zote, ambazo kila siku wanahusika na mambo ya usalama. Kama kuna shinda yoyote kupitia kwa kaunti ya serikali ya kaunti, serikali ya kitaifa, tukipata hiyo maneno tunawashughulikia sisi wote.
Kilifi County Peace Forum Chair Bishop Lawrence Dena says the project was necessitated by mounting tensions among the different communities living in the area in the run-up top last year general's election.
Tumekubaliana kwamba tutaendelea kushikana pamoja na kuendelea kufanya kazi hii pamoja, na ni kazi ya kila mtu kibinafsi aweze kujitoa ili kwamba tukaweze kuendelea kuhubiri amani katika kaunti ya Kilifi.
Jackie Wambiru, Channel 1.
All right, away from that story right now, I'd like us to shift our focus to our top story, and that is the Gikomba fire that left at least 15 people dead, I beg your pardon, and 70 others nursing serious injuries at Kenyatta National Hospital. And as I told you earlier when we were beginning our bulletin, that our news anchor Victor Muyakani is currently at Gikomba Market, exactly at the place where the fire occurred yesterday. And I'd like us to cross over and speak to Victor Muyakani, who's already live on the ground. And Victor is supposed to bring us up to date with what's been happening. We understand that investigative officers are currently trying to get leads of what could have caused that fire that left 15 people dead. And it has been hard work for not only the security officers, but also for the rescue team that is there. And right now, I'd like us to cross over to Victor Muyakani. Victor, thank you so much for joining us here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. If you can hear me, kindly bring us up to date with what's happening. Have they known the cause of the fire that left several families mourning the death of their loved ones?
Scene, or rather the aftermath of a deadly fire that broke out at about 3 a.m. on Thursday, and it caused about upwards of 15 people who have died and a lot more who have been injured. Now, where I am right now is where kind of the government effort has been focused. It's right after the bridge. I will take you there and I'll show you what's going on the scene. This is where the government effort is going on. We are seeing a lot of officers congregated here. We are seeing a lot of the disaster management people here. We're seeing the county emergency health services, the fire people. They're right here, all of them ready to assist the populace in finding, or rather, in whatever myriad of inquiries and grievances that people normally have in such a situation. Now, I want to take you close, if you may just follow me here. This is where, you know, the government people are taking down the names of people who are either presumed missing or, you know, people who've lost property here. And there's a family here. There's a family right here who is in a bit of a distressing situation. They've been trying to look for a member of their family ever since the tragedy occurred, and they have been so far unsuccessful. And we'd like to talk to them and to find out what's going on as of now. Habari zenu? Poleni kwanza kwa mambo yaliyotokea. Sijui kama mnaweza kutuelezea majina yenu tafadhali?
Jina yangu naitwa Beth Mudhon.
Miru Wamboi.
Anthony Mwangi.
Labda unaweza kutuelezea ni nini kimetokea na matatizo yenu kwa sasa? Tunaona kwamba hamna raha. Tatizo ni nini?
Sisi jana, after the fire incident, we lost a girl. Tunaambiwa anaonekana around this place, but we can't locate her. So tunajaribu kuona kama tunaweza mpata. Jua yuko kwa hospitali ya Kenyatta na hakuna mahali pengine tumempata. But we are told ameonekana hapa usiku. So we are trying to locate her na hatupati any help. Not from the government, not from the Red Cross. So that's our problem.
Alikuwa anaishi wapi ama shughuli yake ya kwa eneo hili ilikuwa ni nini?
Alikuwa anaishi hapa kwa gorofa na aunti yake, but aunti yake tumempata kwa Kenyatta. Sasa yeye ndio hatujampata. Alikuwa anaishi na aunti yake, alikuwa amekuja kutembea.
Unaweza kutuelezea ni nini kumhusu? Tuelezee zaidi kumhusu. Anaitwa nani? Ana umri gani? Anakaa namna gani?
Anaitwa Caroline Gertrude Wanjiko Kamau. She's 18 years old. She's a slim girl, tall. Ya mara ya mwisho alionekana amevaa pajama ya blue na shati nini, top ilikuwa maroon, red or maroon in between. She's not talkative. Ni msichana tu amenyamaza, na what we have not confirmed, wenye wanasema walimuona wanasema alikuwa na kikoi ya blue na alikuwa na bandage kwa mkono, alikuwa amechomeka side moja. So hapo kama family members hatuja confirm, but we are waiting to see kama tunaweza pata any help. Juu tunaambiwa alikuja hapa akakaa, hakuna mtu alimsaidia, so she just went away.
Does she have any relatives around here ambao labda anaweza kuwa amekwenda kwao?
She's new here, so she doesn't know anybody. Yeah, she's very new. Amemaliza tu only 3 weeks, so hakuwa amejuana na watu. Yeah.
You said you've spoken to some of the rescue officers, the government, the Kenya Red Cross. What has been your response? Or what has been their response rather?
Wanasema wao hawana mahali wameweka watu wenye wako rescued. Unajua inene emergency tunaonanga kuna a tent or a hall wanawekwa, hapa hakuna. So we can't be able to trace our people because the one wenye walichomekewa but hawakuchomeka, hakuna mahali wamewekwa. So even no one is telling us anything. They are just saying hawakuwa jana. The team that was here yesterday is not the same team that iko leo. So hatujapata any information.
And she's also a member of your family?
Yes.
And how do you feel about the situation on the ground, the fact that you can't find her?
Mimi nasikia vibaya kwa sababu ni msichana wangu yule mkubwa. Alikuja huku kama wiki 3 na hakuna mahali anajua. Sasa mimi tuliamkia usiku hiyo tukaambiwa kumechomeka. Tumejaribu kumtafuta lakini hakuna pahali tumempata. Kwa hivyo mimi nasema mahali aliko ajitokeze tu, nimuone tu, nataka tu nimuone.
Kuna kitu kama a photograph or something that we can use to identify this girl, if anyone would be able to see her? Okay. We are going to show you an image of this young lady who's lost. Her name is Caroline Gertrude Wanjiko Kamau. She's 18 years old, and as they said, she is slim and tall, and you say she's not very talkative. Right, and the images you see on your screens right now are of Caroline, and this is just one person out of many who are presumed missing or injured as a result of this tragedy. And from what the family has said, the scene here on the outside, when you look at all the parked cars and you see the disaster officers and the government in full force here, you can see some semblance of coordination or organization. But when you talk to the people on the ground, you get to see that the situation is far from organized. It's far from well coordinated. Right behind me is a tent, and we can see a number of people taking down their details, trying to trace loved ones, trying to register, perhaps, I've learned from one person, trying to register the amount of property that they've lost. But from what we have seen, from talking to that one family, we see a situation in which there's still a bit of confusion. There's still a bit of, the dust is, in a manner of speaking, yet to settle as people try to figure out their way forward. Remember, the incident happened at 3 a.m., around 2:33 a.m. on Thursday. This is many hours later, and still the situation on the ground is bordering on confused. And, there's very little order to be seen here. Down there on the other side, on the scene of the incident itself, we can see traders, we can see business owners trying to salvage what they can from the wreckage, from the debris that was left behind by the fire. But the situation, as we said, judging from the people we've spoken to, is still a bit dicey. Things, a lot of details are still up in the air, and we're waiting for a lot more details from the government officers, and as well as some of the rescue operators on the ground right now, to be able to give us much more detail about what's happening. Back to you, studio.
All right, thank you so much, Victor Miakane, for bringing us up to date with what's happening at Gikomba, where we had the fire incident yesterday. And it is that family members are still tracing their loved ones. A tent has already been set up, so those who are still missing, who cannot trace their loved ones, are being asked to go to the scene of the incident and register their details. And at the same time, currently, Health Cabinet Secretary Cecily Kariuki is at Kenyatta National Hospital visiting some of the victims, survivors who were admitted yesterday at the hospital with serious injuries. And of course, she'll also be leading a team of Kenyans and government officials in donating blood, because we understand that several of the survivors are in dire need of blood. So if you can make your way to Kenyatta National Hospital, it will be so much appreciated. And here on Channel 1 News, KBC Channel 1, we shall continue bringing you up to date with what is happening when it comes to that fire that happened yesterday, during a subsequent bulletin at 7 p.m. and of course also at 9 p.m. All right, away from that and to other stories that are making headlines, and it is that head of African mission in Somalia, that is Ambassador Francisco Madira, has lauded Kenyan troops undertaking security operations in Somalia, saying they are key in restoration of peace and stability in the country. Madira noted that through AMISOM, ragtag militia Al-Shabaab has been contained, with the country slowly returning back to its former glory.
After decades of anarchy, Somalia is slowly regaining its glory thanks to the African mission in Somalia. Speaking during touring a benchmarking mission in Kiambu County, head of AMISOM Ambassador Francisco Madira lauded Kenyan troops deployed in Somalia, saying the efforts have helped in restoration of peace and stability.
In the last 5 days, it has been a great time of all members from my region, that we have learned a lot, interacted with a lot of people, and that's why I'm appreciating and giving my thanks to African Union.
Madira, who is accompanied by over 40 members of parliament from Somalia, noted that the newly found peace and stability has empowered the regional national parliament to perform its duties. Speaking in Kiambu County Assembly, where he led a delegation of lawmakers, Somalia Deputy Speaker Hussein Maulin said the ongoing operations have neutralized the ragtag militia Al-Shabaab, allowing the restoration of rule of law. The leaders, who pledged to fight extremism in Somalia and its borders, insisted on the need to embrace religion and tribal tolerance for peaceful coexistence. Linus Moshigadi for Channel 1 News.
A housing project targeting vulnerable populations in Kajiado County is putting a smile back to poor families. Now, the project, piloted by a non-governmental organization, Well of Hope International, has seen over 50 families benefit from fully furnished houses.
It has been testing times for these families who had to live in deplorable conditions without the basic of commodities. Their prayers finally answered by a well-wisher who chose to put a roof on their heads. Joyful scenes characterizing their relocation to their new homes in Sholinke village in Kajiado East. It was even more fulfilling for two families, one which has been living on riparian land risking their lives during the rainy season, while the other was kicked out of their matrimonial house after the death of the family man. Families leaving all their possessions behind to start life afresh. Each family will now have a 2-bedroom, fully furnished house courtesy of well-wishers from America and a Well of Hope International. 45-year-old Margaret Kubai and a mother of 12 was among the beneficiaries. She has been receiving support from well-wishers in Kiserian town. Her children had dropped out of school, but she can now afford a smile, hoping that she will be able to enroll her kids back to school.
Na nilikuwa ninakaa Kiserian kwa nyumba ya kukomboa. Lakini tulikuwa tunakaa na mzee yangu, akagonjeka, akaaga dunia. Sasa nikawa ninakaa peke yangu. Juu hata kupata chakula kulikuwa shida, kupata hata pesa hizo za rent kulikuwa shida sana. Sasa mimi nashukuru Mungu juu nimeletwa hapa na Spora na nimejengewa hii nyumba. Ninashukuru sana.
Project Director Zipora Nats say with the new home, the families will be able to turn around their lives, urging Kenyans to embrace the homeless in the society.
Kazi yetu imekuwa ya kusaidia wale wamama ambao wako na shida katika maisha, na kwa hivyo na sisi huwa tunawaita special women, na kwa hivyo leo tumekuja kuongezea wengine 3 ambao watakuwa wananufaika na manyumba, na hizo manyumba already these homes will be fully furnished. Watapata vitanda, watapata viti na hata watapata vitu za kuendelea katika maisha yao.
The 3 families now join 50 other families who earlier benefited from the same program. For KBC Channel 1, Masi Siombua.
2 elderly widows from Nakuru County are locked in a land tussle with the nominated Member of Parliament. The widows are accusing the legislator of using underhand tactics to acquire title deeds for the 19-acre parcel of land located along Nakuru-Kabarnet Road.
The 2 women say they have 33 children who are now homeless after the nominated MP acquired an invalid title deed to their 19-acre parcel of land along Nakuru-Kabarnet Road. They claim that the land in contention was legally acquired by their late husband, Gure Mwenja, in 1969, only for the legislator to confront them with a title deed to the land. They say the land ownership row has escalated since 1992 to 2002, when their husband died in circumstances associated with procrastinated settlement.
Tumekaa hapa kutoka 1980. Ndio tulijenga nyumba hapa. Na hii shamba tulipewa 1969. Saa ile bwana yangu alikuja hapa, tukakuja mwaka wa 1980. Hii mastoa ya KGC ikijengwa. Wakati hiyo hakuna watu walikuwa wanajenga hapa. Sisi wenyewe tulikuja hapa tukawa wenye shamba hii, na nikupewa tulipewa 1969.
Na watoto wetu wamelelewa hapa, wamekaa hapa, wanasomea hapa primary, secondary, mpaka wanatoka. Wakati tulikuwa watoto wameenda, ndio wanalete watu wanatupiga, wanabomoa manyumba, mpaka mzee akaona tuhame hapa. Tunakaa huko town, hata watoto wamekomboa nyumba huko town.
The widows who are holding on to an entitlement number say the bid to reclaim the land in the registries in recent years has been met with frustration from the land and criminal investigation officers, as well as hostility from the legislator. They are now calling on the land's cabinet secretary, Farida Karonei, to help them resettle the dispute, rest their worries by launching a comprehensive inquest to the matter. Effort to reach the lawmakers were futile. Reporting for KBC Online News, I'm Jacinta Nabwile.
All right, to Samburu County, where 50 early childhood development centers have been upgraded to new primary schools as the county administration seeks to improve education standards within the region. Samburu County Director of Education, that is Zachary Mutwiri, now says the upgrading of ECD centers to primary schools will accommodate the high number of pupils joining primary schools, as well as reduce the distance from one school to the next.
With a predominantly pastoralist lifestyle, children from Samburu County have remained disadvantaged, with most parents opting to have them look after livestock instead of taking them through formal education. It is a state of affairs that government appears intent on reversing, with Samburu County Director of Education, Zachiri Mutwiri, calling for the improvement of infrastructure to cater for the high number of pupils joining grade 1.
We proposed 50 schools to be registered, to be upgraded into primary schools. And we are happy. Yesterday we got confirmation that all of them have been confirmed and they have been upgraded into primary schools. That means now the long distance between one school to another will be greatly reduced. And
Muturi said the county has witnessed enrollment in primary schools improve by 20.4% within a period of 1 year. He, however, decried the shortage of teachers in the region even as the government embarks on employing more teachers. Samburu County Deputy Commissioner Charles Igiha appealed to parents to send all children to school, saying that most well-performing children are left to look after livestock.
Nasikia ile mtoto mwerefu ndio anajua vile mbuzi na chungwa, mbuzi ikizaa ndio anajua mtoto ile mtoto ya mbuzi amechukuliwa amepelekwa kwa shule, lakini wewe goigoi ndio anaenda kupelekwa kwa shule. Then you can see the brain which we are denying the access, and the future itakuwa na shida.